Hey everybody, welcome to I almost said live coding with Jesse, but that's not it. That's not this show. That's on Free Code Camp's channel. I'm just doing a little bit of work on the same project that I streamed about yesterday on this channel, and I just wanted to share with you some of the bugs that I found when I was trying to deploy this with Now, and how I overcame those bugs, and then maybe do a little bit more work. I'm right at the end of my workday here, so I'm just going to stream a bit to finish things up. So I want to put out a message here on Twitter just to let people know that we're streaming, and then we'll get started. Okay, put out a little tweet with the link. So let's get started. Okay. So here's what I was trying, and I've been trying for the last week or two to get this site deployed with Next, and the build always failed. So one thing, I wasn't getting an error message that was helpful at all. So one thing I changed was in the package JSON. Make it a bit bigger. In the package JSON, I had some things in here on when we did the build. I had some extra stuff in here. It's still on the master branch if you want to check it out. The link is in the description. So all the stuff I'm doing is on the upgrade branch, but if you want to see what was, you know what, I didn't even commit yet, so my latest changes aren't on GitHub yet, but I had some stuff basically to change the numbers. Like every time you would build, there'd be a certain number and it had to match up, or else there were errors and things. So what was happening, since we were running two servers load balanced, is that I had to manually make that number and make it the same instead of having it auto generated. So when for whatever reason, that code that was doing that was stopping me from getting the proper error messages. So for all I know, that may have been causing the build to fail right there. So what I ended up, after I took that out, then I got some better error messages, and one of them was I didn't have .env, so I was using it. I don't even know how it was working, but I didn't have it here in my package JSON. So I added that, got rid of that error. Then the site worked, except one of the pages didn't work, and it was the page where I was using fetch. And my problem was I was importing fetch instead of using require, and evidently with newer versions of Webpack, if you try to use module exports and import in the same module, it throws an error, so you can't do that. So I just changed this to require, and I left this as module exports, and that solved the problem. So then I was able to deploy this with Now. I'll give you the link. You can check it out if you want. I'll put it in the live chat here. So then I could use now. Everything seems like it's working. It's really fast. So I'm happy about that. I might switch from our load balanced DigitalOcean setup to now. So I want to just kind of test it out a little bit more before I make that switch, but it's going to come soon. And then it'll be a nice test for setting up a domain name with now when we have to do that on our main website project that we've been working through over on the Free Code Camp stream. All right, so now that I have all that worked out, now's probably a great time to commit. Let's do a git status. Yep, that looks good. Let's say fix. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. It doesn't like this. That I use isomorphic fetch, but never assigned it. I wonder if I can just require it. Can we just require it? Now, of course, I'll need to probably deploy that again and test it just to be sure. All right, okay, that looked like it passed, and I have this the localhost version open on my other screen. So let me pull this over. Oh, actually, you know what? I have it open on this screen too. So let's try it. This is the page that was throwing an error. Oh, you know what? It worked. Let's pick a different category. All right, great. So evidently you can just require something like that, and it works great. I really haven't used require that much, so I kind of just use the imports most of the time. With the exception of our server file, usually on servers we use require a lot more. Alright, so I'll push that up. Great. If anybody's interested, then you can take a look at that. And I know this says this is going to be a quiet stream with minimal commentary, but feel free to ask questions if you like. I'll keep an eye on the live chat and try to answer some questions. So this is probably going to be somewhat short stream because I'm in about 15 minutes. I'll probably want to start getting ready to leave. Alright, so let's go over, now that that works, I'd like to go back over to this about page, and we were working in here yesterday, and Michael, awesome, you caught a typo. Where was that out on the about page? Yeah, I spelled that wrong yesterday when I put that in. I guess, where's it at? It should be D-I-O. Dioceses. Yeah. Cool. Hey, Harshit. How's it going? It's gotta be so late where you're at. And John's here too. Hey, John. You got the notification? Cool. I did throw a tweet out about it too, just in case notifications weren't going through, but I'm glad it did go through. I just thought I'd do this instead of a free code camp stream because it's the end of the day. I don't have much time left, and the free code camp stream takes a little bit longer to set up, to make the thumbnail and everything, to think of a proper name. So I just thought I want to stream, but there's just wasn't enough time for that. Hey, Niki's here too. How's it going? All right, cool. So we're gonna take these team cards then, and we need to adapt the team card to fit. Let's see. Did we already do that? Yeah, let's check out that team card. Because I can't remember if we already adapted it yet or not. But we need it to be a little bit more flexible. I know what I can do. That'll just be nicer. I could get rid of this props. I'll do that. Alright, so image. We're always gonna have an image, so that can stay as is. We will have a slug. We'll definitely have we'll do a name for the diocese, but we need to make some of this optional. So Harshit says, just opened YouTube and saw that you were live. Oh, it said I slept a day today. I tried to go to sleep but was unable to. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you're able to get some sleep. I'll try to be I'll try to be really boring, so I put you back to sleep. How about that? All right, so we need a name and the bishop name, URL, and image. Okay, so we really only need 2 text fields. This rough settle, this perhaps. Alright, so let's make the organization optional then. Actually, let's do this first. What am I gonna say? Wait, how do I do this? I can't believe I can't remember how to do this. You don't know what I'm trying to do. Why do I forget the syntax of this? Alright, let's just look over here. There we go. This is what I'm trying to do. Could not remember the syntax for that. Alright. Niki says, just finished the PR for the JSAF backend and front end merged. Users should work now. Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Where was I at? Team card. That's what we're trying to do. Alright. So this is what I was trying to do. And just could not remember for some reason. So let's see. Need to figure out, so we need what? Image URL. Actually, hey, I can just take them from here. Okay, so we need name, title, org, cat, image URL, content, slug. Alright, wonderful. Now we don't need to use this props anywhere down here. So we'll clean it up a little bit. Great. Alright, nice. That already looks clean. A little bit more clean, and it'll make it easier to do this. Let's see. Harshit said that now makes deployment really easy. I know I'm really loving using Now. Yeah, if you haven't used Now, check it out. The company is Zeit that has Now. So if you go to the website ZIET, yeah, ZIET, I think, and they're the ones that make Next.js as well. Alright, trying to find, there it is. Okay, so there's where we want to use I'm going to use this. Where did it go? Alright, so first we're going to check to see if org exists, and if we do have org, then we're going to render this component. If not, we're just not going to render it at all. So that's where this little and is. This and operator, it's like a short circuit, is what I've seen it called. That should be good. You know what, this modal, if we don't have content, I don't think we need to render this modal as well. So let's say content modal. Alright, so really I'm just trying to make this component a little more versatile. I mean, right now it has one use case. Oh yeah, there we go. But if we just make a few changes, then we can use this for more than just the teams. It might not be a bad idea to rename this. I don't really want to go through that right now. Michael says, John, Harshit, and Nikki, you're the Three Musketeers. I'm the guy who's the comic relief. Yeah, actually, I'm a big fan of all the Three Musketeers books, and so there were actually always four. So it was, D'Artagnan was always there. So even though they called it the Three Musketeers, as soon as D'Artagnan joined early on in the first book, it was always four. So there's a spot for you there. Alright, let's save that. And just to verify that this is working, we'll check back here. Okay, I mean that still works there at least. And Let's make sure it didn't mess up anything with the team. In particular, I want to make sure that the modals still work. Yep, that works. Awesome. And alright, now we'll try to remove some of these things. And actually category needs to be optional as well. Where was I using that? Slug, image, name, title. No, that's not a category. That's what I wanted to test. I'm not even doing anything with the category. That's weird. I copied this over from somewhere else, so evidently category was going in somehow. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about it. Nikki says Netlify is another easy option for static deployments. Yeah, I did use Netlify once, and it was super easy. Alright, so let's take out these ones and content. And let's do this just for one of these, just as a test. Alright, cool. Alright, wonderful. Alright, so now let's think about styling. Like, how do I want this styled? It's definitely a different style than we have on the team page, though. Yeah, we got some different stuff going on here with the styles. So maybe I ought to check and see what styles we have. So I guess they're not within this component then. That's the trouble with, you know, it was like a year ago when we built this, and it's hard to remember how we did it. Alright. I guess I'll check our styles.css. Alright, you know what? Let's inspect. Team card. Alright, let me search then for team card. There we are. Okay, so I did have all the styles in here, which is kind of silly. And I used the ID of team. So of course they don't work elsewhere. Is this just the container? Team card name. There we are. And content. Card content. Interesting. John says, drink more coffee. Double blind tests say caffeine improves memory. That must be my problem because I'm trying to do the caffeine detox this week. Hey, see you later, Harshit. I hope you can get some sleep. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Yeah, so I've been doing all right this week with not really having very much caffeine at all. Um, so I haven't been completely caffeine free, but it's been a small fraction of what I normally have. Um, but I think I'm feeling it. They say caffeine withdrawal can cause like headaches, so I've had a headache now for the last hour or so. So I think it's finally catching up with me. I just can't. Title. Team card org. Team card name. Alright, so we're only using the name and the title really. Okay, so team card name. I think the styling for the name seems alright. Team card title. That's where I want to find the styles. Let's I'm gonna open it up here. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Maybe I have the styles like up higher on a different container. And it looks like I do. I don't need that there. Oops. And I have that really small. I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay. So let me go up here, card content. Actually, let me just check in here. It should take me to the right place. Font size. Oh, I know what's going on. Font weight, light. Alright, so I just need to add the class light and our, what's it called, responsive. I believe we use our, nah, maybe we're not. Alright, well let's go back then and see what we have on our about page. Oops. So this container, I do have light on there. Oh, you know what? It's the flow text. Let's remove the flow text. I bet that's what's doing it. Yep, that's it. And now we have the proper size. Okay. Not bad. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to look because I don't know how long these are. It's going to be the name of a diocese and the name of a bishop. But, I mean, there's a pretty big range. So it'll definitely be the diocese of, and then whatever the place is called. So it'll be a significant size. So I think this is okay for now. The next step then would be to create a new post type in WordPress that has custom fields for this data, and then I need to make it so that the data gets pulled into the about page. Yeah, and then you know what, I do have some images like of some that will be the real images that'll go in there. I guess I can test those too, but I should wait and just try to put those in through WordPress since that's how the content manager will be doing it. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is probably a good place to wrap it up. I can just push this. Good. I feel like that may be the same commit message that I added in yesterday. What did I do? Cat is assigned a value but never used. Oops. Shoot, I should have known that. I don't know what I was thinking when I left that in there. Okay. That'll fix it. Alright, cool. So now the upgrade branch is all up to date. I'm going to check the live chat first before I finish. Nikki says, has anyone watched The Good Place on Netflix? I really like it, lighthearted and fun. I haven't watched it yet. I'll have to check that out. Michael says, 2 things about the nav. It isn't sticky on mobile, and there's no home link on larger screens. Let me check this out. Okay, so the nav is not sticky on mobile. Interesting. Oh yeah, I completely get rid of it on mobile, so that makes sense. But then we have, I do have the side nav, so it's basically replaced. And let's see, the home link is just the logo. So up here is it's a link to the Franciscan website, and then the logo is the home link. So they're there. They're not like immediately apparent though. I guess if I have to explain where they are, then maybe they should be more obvious. Michael, so you watch Arrow on Netflix? My wife started watching that show. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll have to watch that. Joseph asks, how did you ask your boss to open source the project? When I first presented the idea that I would live stream my work to my boss, he was really happy about it and said this would be like a great marketing opportunity for the university. So that, for me, like I want to code, but for him, he saw this as an opportunity for the university to reach another audience that we weren't reaching, So he figured, why not? You're going to have the university's logo all over YouTube. So open sourcing just went along with it. If I'm going to be working with it, on YouTube for everyone to see, then why not open source things? So I think I had some things open source, but even before I started streaming, I did. Most things weren't open source before I started streaming. Some things were private for really no reason, so I ended up making them open in public repos after I started streaming. But I just told my boss there's nothing in most of my projects there's nothing that someone couldn't see from just inspecting the code in DevTools. So now that we're doing a little bit with React and server-side stuff, that's not exactly the case. There is some stuff that you couldn't really see, but it's not like it's a big secret or anything. So, and my boss trusts me. I built up a lot of trust by coming through on a lot of projects and never messing anything up over the last like 2.5 years I've been here. So it wasn't really a hard thing for me to have. There was never any like question about whether or not we should do it. So I guess I was lucky in that way. I know it's not always that easy. Some people just um, don't understand open source and the benefits of it, and what it really means. Joseph says, "Are they hiring?" Um, not right now, not right now. But if we ever are gonna hire anybody in my department, which I hope that we do someday, I really hope we get somebody else in here because we have so many projects. It'd be awesome to get another developer. I will definitely let everyone know on YouTube. So you all will be one of the first groups to know. All right, Michael's saying scroll down and it disappears. What disappears when I scroll down? I'm not sure. Michael, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Um, John says, this is the project where you're using local storage to hold an anonymous user token? If so, what are you using to identify the user? Um, so I'm using a service called Auth0 to handle all the user accounts. So when they log in the first time, they give their email. It has to be a Franciscan University email. That email address gets sent to Auth0, and then Auth0 sends an email via SendGrid to the user that has a link in there, and they have to click the link to log in. So after they click that link, then they come back to the site, but this time the information that's been sent from Auth0 along with that link is now stored in local storage. So that's how we know who the users are, like individually. Michael says, I'm not gonna lie, she started watching because she has a thing for the actor, then she moved on to a new celebrity crush, but I kept watching it, Flash and Legends. All right, Michael says, in the sticky nav bar, there is no home link. Yeah, I remember we just didn't want there to be too many things across this nav bar. So I guess you're right. This may be one of the longest pages. So on a long page, yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. At this point for this project, I need to do a little bit to keep the project up to date, but this is definitely secondary to the main project. So what I want to do is get this about section finished, and then if everything looks all right and the department I'm making this for likes it, I'm going to merge this into master, and then I'm going to use now to deploy it, shut down all the droplets except the WordPress droplet and the load balancer, and probably save money and still have a really fast, reliable deployment. And that'll be all I do for this site until the other the main.edu site is launched. So I may think about putting the home thing in there, but not until after the other project is finished. All right. Well, it's way past the time when I could have left work already, so I am going to uh, end the stream now. And it was good talking to you all. I think I ended up spending as much time just talking at the end as I did doing coding, but let me make sure I did. Yeah, I did push that to GitHub. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Probably we'll try to do a free code camp stream tomorrow. I have to go see a doctor in the morning about my wrist, so I'm not really sure how long that will take, but I'm thinking, so it may not be a stream till later on if that takes a while. So until then, have a great day, everyone. We'll see you.